talk about week 18, which I feel like more so than maybe any other week, we have seen the most growth in my son. Specifically, he's more alert than ever before. He can grab things and control his body better than ever before. And with this, I feel like we're also seeing in parallel increased fussiness because he's going through all of these changes. So this past week, he has been super needy, super clingy, wanting to be on me all the time. I feel like such a weight lifted off my shoulders that he's taking a crib nap now, because the last like 2 or 3 days he has not wanted to do that. And it's been difficult this week because on 2 evenings my husband was working late, which meant that I had to do bedtime by myself. And I'm definitely seeing a pattern of when I do the full day with my son and then do nighttime alone and then have to wake up in the night for him and then have to wake up at 7 the next day and start the whole day again, I feel like my energy reserves are just like slowly being chipped away, which has been really, really hard. Last night in particular was super challenging. He was up for like an hour and a half crying. I didn't want to feed him because I really want to try and get out of the rut of feeding him at night. And I feel like I keep ping-ponging between just giving him the boob and going back to sleep and then trying to be strong. The thing is, I'm finding that when I'm feeding him at night, the night wakings are increasing. So before it was once a night, and then it was two times a night, then it was 3 times a night. And I can't stay with this trajectory because I just feel like I don't have energy. I'm so tired. So I think we're gonna try and have a harder line on night times because this is just not sustainable, the path that we're going on. For other people, maybe they can do it and they're thriving. I'm just like, I can't be the best parent I can be when I'm so tired. And the thing as well is that last night, for example, I tried to let him settle on his own, but I thought maybe he wanted to be unswaddled because he was kind of grunting a little bit. The moment that I went in to unswaddle him and he saw that I was there, he started freaking out, screaming, crying. So I almost felt like my presence ramped him up. At one point, my husband even went in to try and calm him down, and he was much more successful than I was. And my son did fall asleep in his arms, but when he went to put him back down, my son woke up and started crying again. So I ended up giving him milk because it had been an hour and a half and I was like, I need to sleep. Tomorrow's a new day. We'll try something different tomorrow. That's been tough, and it's definitely made me think about single parents, for example, who do this by themselves all the time and have to go to work and have to manage the house and have to be a parent. Hats off to single parents because like this is intense. On the plus side, well, it's a kind of a plus and a minus, I think. My son is more aware than ever before, which is like amazing to see him like look at his surroundings and interact with things. But the problem that comes along with this is that he's now on the boob and then gets curious about what's around him and will have my boob in his mouth and then be looking around and rip off my boob and do that like 5 times. So my boobs are definitely feeling very sore this week off of the back of that. And honestly, I think just on the breastfeeding front, I'm trying to not think too much about other options. I'm trying to just stay focused and commit to doing this for a year. But it's definitely like yesterday was a super hard day for us. My husband got home from work. I gave him my son and said, okay, I'm gonna go walk the dog. I took my dog for a long walk, and halfway on the walk, my husband starts calling me nonstop, asking me where I am because my son is crying. There was no more milk. And so I literally ran back home for my walk. So it was just like not the most relaxing end to the day. And then I had to feed my son, and then I had to pump. And the last thing I wanted to do was pump after just the whole day that I'd had, and then having to feed him on the boob in his room, and then having to pump. In other news, besides his awareness, he's splashing more. So like when we put him in the bath for the first time ever, he was like splashing, which was adorable and the best. He is just making noise all day long, which is super adorable, but also can be overstimulating, to be honest. I feel like up until this point, I've been okay in terms of the noises that he makes and just everything because it hasn't been that intense. Whereas now it definitely is more overstimulating than it was a few weeks ago. It's definitely a lot when you layer on top the sleep deprivation and all that jazz. Yesterday, he would not sleep. He was just refusing to sleep. And I got to the point where I did something that I said I would never do, which is put him in the car and drive him around in a circle for 15, 20 minutes until he falls asleep. I did that and he did not even fall asleep. He just started crying after like 10 minutes. So yeah, week 18 has been a week. But again, I'm trying to like see the bright side of things, trying to be patient with him and remember that he's probably more fussy than usual because he's going through so much change, right? So much developmental change. But yeah, that's where we're at. Hopefully we get more sleep in week 19.